Hi, everyone, and welcome in. Today, we're going to be looking at a feature in Davinci Resolve 21 Beta called Picture-in-Picture. This makes it very easy to put a smaller image somewhere on your screen, and we'll just jump over into Resolve and get started. Okay, here we are in Davinci. I have a new project started, and I just have a couple clips pulled in here. So what we'll do is we'll bring in our first clip. Just drop him in there. So, sailing video. There is an audio track on here, but there's no sound in it, so it's just a flat track. So this will bring in our other clip, which is a little intro video, and I don't want it to be right at the beginning. I'll just drop it over here just a little bit, if I can get my fingers to work. So we want this. If I play this now, this will come in full screen. Join the crew today as we sail this beautiful. So that's fine. That works fine as an intro, but I really don't want it to just drop in full screen. So let's drop it in picture, and we can do that very easily. Coming over here and changing this to all folders and typing in picture, and then we get the picture. So we will just drag that over onto here. Magically, come over here. Now we have our picture. Come over in our inspector. The inspector's not on. Turn it on very easily by clicking there. Come over to our effects tab. And there we have all of our different properties for this. So we'll just close this one to start with. So there's 3 sections here. So content is what's inside the little box there. So I can zoom it. Okay. I can pan it side to side, or they call this tilt, but it's actually up and down. So I'm just going to reset this back to defaults. And that's the content section. Position is just that. Now there's 2 different ways that you can work with the position here. You can move these and it moves it around. Okay, so this is really good for doing super fine tuning, getting it exactly where you want. But if you'd like something that's a little bit easier to move all the way over here, let's say, just come down here. And since this is an OpenFX, we will do OpenFX overlay. Now you can see we have our little markers here, and we can use that to make it bigger, move it around. So I'm going to put him up here. I'm also going to set him back to normal. Now I'll move him up here. We can just leave him right there like that. Turn off my markers, and we're back to normal. So position, height, width, whatever you want to do. You can make it whatever size you want. I'm going to drop him back there. So that's position. Style is rounding is your corners. You can make it completely round, or you can come back to square corners. Go back to normal. Rotation, just that. You can rotate him either direction. Opacity is just exactly that. Now, add a border, border width, border color, and border opacity. Oh, got to close that first. Border opacity. Okay. Fill matches border. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to zoom this negative so that the image is actually smaller than our box. So fill matches border. Let's reset you to white. Fill matches border. So since my image inside is smaller than the actual box, if I turn that color, the fill color is going to be the same color as my border. If I turn this off, it's just transparent. If I want that to be a color, but different from my border color, I can change that there and then change my color, my fill color. And now I'm going to go back to normal. And if you turn fill matches border on, it turns the other ones off. So let's get you back to where you belong there. Drop shadow. It's just that you can see a slight black drop shadow around there. If I turn it off, it becomes pretty obvious. So the strength, I'm going to change the color to red because it shows up a little bit better, just for demonstration purposes. So the strength does exactly that. Drop angle, depending on, puts it where the angle from the original picture. Drop distance, how far it actually drops away. Expand, basically how big it is, and expands in all directions. And how much the blur is. I can blur it big, or I can bring it down into hard lines. And use alpha, if I turn that off, you just get a regular picture. So use alpha is usually on. And that's all the controls. So you can see you can create this very simply, have a border, have a drop shadow, all your controls for it are right here. Okay, and now we're going to play this. I'm going to play it back to the beginning. I'm going to do one little thing here. I'm going to bring in a slight fade on each end of this so that it doesn't just pop right in. And we'll see what that looks like. Play. Join the crew today as we sail this beautiful mountain lake. And then it just plays through. And that's just a little different way to do an intro or whatever you want to have pop in there. You could say you were doing a driving video, you could have your driving video going and then pop in a little inset map to show where you are on a map. Anyway, it can be used any way you want. You can create this same effect just using videos, using Fusion to put all your borders and everything on and your drop shadow, but that becomes relatively complicated. This is very simple. All your controls are in, all your properties are in, excuse me, one control. So it's very simple to work with, very easy to customize. That's how the picture-in-picture works. Again, this is available in both the free version and the studio version. So it's available for everyone. Hope you found this useful. Have a good day and stay safe. Bye-bye.